Hey everyone, I'm going to make a quick little video on a rototiller that I'm working on for a customer. It is a Craftsman 17 inch cut, 6.5 horse tiller. Craftsman, I think it's actually an AYP tiller, American Yard Products. They pretty much make everything as far as, think of all the names. Boland's, MTD, Murray's, Briggs & Stratton, any of the box store tillers, they all have that same kind of look to them. What happened with this one is it sat in the shed, was working fine the year before. The time we took it out in the spring, the shifter wouldn't move out of forward in gear. That's the last thing it was used for, probably driven into the shed and parked. As you can see, it's no easy task to get to it. But essentially, you need to pull all the tins off of it. You know, the big guard for the back of the tiller, the belt pulley on the left side. Everything kind of comes off from the left side. You look over here, you can see the that's the belt guard. That's the belt. That's the cover that's behind the belt. The handlebar comes off with a pivot bolt and two other regular bolts. At that point, lay the machine on its side, take the tine off the right hand side, the left hand side, and when it's laying on its side, you can at that point take out, there's probably about, I don't know, 20 very small screws kind of going all the way around it, and while it's on its side, you work the cover off with screwdrivers. It comes off fairly easy, it doesn't fight you too bad. There's three fairly large 1/2 inch nuts that are on the shafts. Take those off, and that will allow this whole cover to come off. You could see that it's actually flipped over the other way right now, but that's the other half of it. This shaft is the actual selector. That's the that is actually going to go back on the other side. It could have stayed, it could have come with it. It's really not held in on either end, it's just pinched between the two halves. So that actually will be going back in before everything gets reassembled. But here's what causes the actual problem. There's a pivot shaft. This is the piece that sits on top right here and selects your gear. And then of course that has a, where are we? That has a rod that kind of comes up through there and has a pin that holds that in place. I pulled that off and tapped down that shaft. You can see that's the holes that was holding it. And I started cleaning it up with a wire wheel, but I just wanted to show what happens. That whole thing just kind of gets goobered up with rust. You think being packed so tight with grease wouldn't be an issue. See if I can get on that a little bit better. You can see how the whole shaft is just goobered up. So unfortunately, the only fix to this thing is take that top lever right out of it and drive that down. And I use a very fine tooth wire wheel and an air gun. They are high speed, but they're very fine, so they don't really damage the metal. They just kind of remove the rust. So that's basically what you're going to do, is just remove that, pack that thing with grease, and slide that shaft back up. And while you're in there, these are going to get cleaned up on the parts washer. But that's actually the selector lever right there, and that's the gear, and that's the gear that changes and matches up with a bunch of other gears on there to pick what setup you want to be in. That this pivot and this shaft are also binding. I've seen it happen before. It's actually a fairly common problem on these if they get left out in the weather, because the rain just kind of hits that little area and runs right down. If they would have packed that with grease better like they did the rest of it from the factory, it probably wouldn't have been an issue, but that's what we have to work with, and that's why I'm getting paid, I guess. I use a marine grease for everything that I use on this kind of stuff, just because it doesn't wash out very easy with water and stays behind. That's what it was designed for like steering cables on boats that are out in the weather all the time. So you're probably talking about 3 hours to tear the whole thing down and put it all back together. By the time you're done, you kind of fight some rusty stuff, especially pulling the tins off the back, because the inside of the bolts that hold that big shroud, which is right over here, the bolts that hold that thing together get beat up pretty good from the material flipping around from the rototiller, and then it bashes the crap out of the tins. One of the tricks, I'm gonna find it, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna find that they want to spin. They just have a little square hole that holds the bolt in place, and as I said, the backside gets beat up. When they get real bad, you could try clamping vice grips on them to keep them from spinning. Worst case scenario is you just put a spot of weld on there and keep it from turning, and when you bolt it back together, it'll just draw it right back in again and be good to go. If it snaps off, you just grind it right out and put another bolt in there. But that's where we are. About another, I don't know, hour and 20 minutes. This thing should be all done and back together, and no parts involved, just a lot of labor. So that's what I got to show you. If you like what you see, please subscribe. I'll make more of these kind of videos. Thanks. Take care.